The fire cracked between them, warm and golden in the cold breath of the forest. Overhead, the twisted canopy groaned with the wind, branches creaking like old bones. Kael sat with one knee drawn up, sharpening a dagger with lazy precision. Auralia lay near the fire, her cloak bundled beneath her head, feigning sleep. She tried to ignore the way his muscles shifted beneath his skin, with every flick of the blade. Fluid, lethal, distracting. But something felt wrong. The wind stilled. The trees fell silent. Not a single scream or whisper from the woods. Kael tensed instantly, blade stilling. "You feel that?" he asked, voice low. Auralia sat up. "It's too quiet." Then came the growl. Deep, inhuman. The fire's light trembled as something massive moved in the shadows. Branches cracked, leaves shivered. And then it pounced, a blur of black fur, snapping fangs and glowing red eyes. The creature stood over 8 feet tall, with matted hair, claws the size of scythes, and a jaw wide enough to snap a man in two. It smelled of rot and magic gone wrong. Auralia rolled out of the way as Kael lunged, slamming into the beast mid-air. They hit the ground hard, snarling and growling, blades flashing. Kael fought like a storm, feral, precise, his body a blur of muscle and rage. Auralia drew her twin daggers and circled. The monster shrieked, an ear-splitting sound, and backhanded Kael through the air. He crashed into a tree with a sickening crack, but was back on his feet in seconds, blood dripping from his temple, eyes glowing silver with fury. The beast turned towards Auralia. "Come on then," she hissed. "Blades ready. Let's dance." It charged. She ducked the first swipe, slashed its leg. Hot black blood sprayed. It screamed again and caught her shoulder with a claw. Agony. Fire ripped through her arm, slicing deep into muscle and bone. Her blade dropped. She screamed, collapsing to her knees, clutching the torn flesh. The pain was white-hot, blinding, and everywhere. Kael roared. He vaulted across the fire like a vengeful god and tore into the beast, driving both daggers into its chest. He twisted, yanked, and a geyser of blood erupted. The creature thrashed, gurgled, and finally crumpled to the forest floor with a heavy thud. Auralia was gasping, pale, shaking, blood soaked through her cloak, dripping into the dirt. Kael dropped beside her, his face carved from stone. "Stay with me," he ordered, tearing fabric from his own shirt to press against her wound. She clenched her jaw, trying not to cry out.
"It hurts."
"I know." His voice cracked with something raw. "Just look at me. Right here." He pressed his hand to her shoulder, fingers glowing faintly. A soft heat bloomed beneath his palm, like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. She whimpered, sweat pouring down her neck, brow slick and trembling. Her skin shimmered with pain. Kael muttered words in the old tongue, voice rough and urgent. The glow intensified. Her breath hitched, chest heaving, as muscle began to knit together beneath his touch. The pain didn't vanish. It burned. But it was a healing fire, and it pushed the darkness back. Auralia collapsed against him, drained. "You're all right," he whispered, cradling her against his chest. "I've got you." She didn't remember falling asleep. The morning light crept slowly through the trees. Warmth enveloped her, strong arms, steady breathing, the scent of cedar and blood and heat. Auralia stirred, still half dreaming, and her fingers moved before thought returned, trailing up the hard ridges of Kael's abdomen, warm skin, taut muscle, the curve of his obliques under her palm. He was holding her. No, wrapped around her, like a shield against the world. Her thumb brushed just beneath his chest, and suddenly his breathing stopped. Eyes opened, not sleepy, not gentle, hungry. Kael stared down at her, silver eyes burning with barely contained restraint. "If you keep touching me like that," he said, voice husky, "I won't be able to control myself." Reality slammed back into her. She froze, wide-eyed, still half curled against his chest. But she didn't pull away. Not yet. Kael's gaze dropped to her lips, then lower, tracing every inch of her with aching deliberation. His muscles flexed beneath her fingers, every part of him poised, tight, like he was fighting instinct. She could feel it in him, the battle between desire and control. He wanted her, desperately. And gods help her, she wanted him back. The air between them went molten. Then, he exhaled, a slow, shaking breath, and slowly stepped back. "You should eat. You'll need your strength. The worst is still ahead." Auralia sat up, heart pounding, shoulder still tender but healed. She didn't say anything, because if she did, she might not stop, and she wasn't ready for that. Not yet.
All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict 'cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.